Hello everybody and welcome back to Pleasantview. Today we are doing some more community lot tours in the neighborhood, and today we will be going over the shopping and services lots. We're going to be starting right here on the main shopping strip with the Valley Shopping Center, which you guys have seen in several videos already. The Valley Shopping Center, visit these local businesses for all your food, reading, and entertainment needs. They'll thank you for it. Here we are at the Valley Shopping Center, which you guys have seen in my Let's Play a few times already, but not all of the shops. If you've played Pleasantview before, you may recognize this from a top-down as one of the original Pleasantview community lots, which I have completely renovated for my needs using items from all of the expansion packs as well as my custom content. So first things first, here in the center, currently in our Let's Play we are in summer, so the center area here is decorated for summer. I do change this every season so that our Sims can enjoy something themed for the season. Let's go ahead and take a tab tour starting on this left-hand side. First things first, you'll see a bus stop, which of course you've seen my Sims use. This is also a functional mailbox, so Sims can come here and send items to other Sims, which will be delivered as packages through the delivery service. We haven't used this yet in the Let's Play, but I expect that we will soon. Over here on the left, the first thing we have is the post office. So if we go inside, this is just decorated with mail slots, as well as this is a functional umbrella kiosk, so Sims can buy umbrellas here if they don't have one. Also over here we have this display stand. This is actually a greeting card stand, so Sims can buy greeting cards to send to other Sims through the mail. And then just some deco items and counters. To me, this looks very much like a regular post office, a little tiny outlet post office that you would encounter. I love this custom content, isn't it so cute? And then over here, the last functional item in here, this is an ATM so that you can use Monique's banking. So our Sims can come here and open a bank account to deposit and withdraw funds. I don't let them have Monique's computers on their home lots very often because I just find it a little bit overpowered and it kind of takes some of the immersion out of the game for me. So we don't have a bank in Pleasantview, so there's just an ATM here and on a couple of other lots. So those are the three functional items in this area: the ATM, the greeting card purchase, and the umbrella kiosk, as well as outside the mail delivery. The package delivery. You'll also see a catnip there. All of my lots, I have tried to make them pet and toddler friendly, since you can take toddlers also to community lots in my game, but definitely pet friendly. So the next thing we have over here is the tattoo parlor. So if you go inside here, you'll notice all of these posters on the wall. These are actually functional. So these are tattoo boxes, if you're familiar with overlay boxes. If a Sim clicks on any of these, they can add the tattoos that are with that overlay box to their person. So that's what they do here. They come here, they pick their tattoo. Those little flowers in those crates are also tattoo boxes. So as you can see, I have quite a few tattoos. Each of these overlay boxes has anywhere between probably 4 and 10 tattoos. So, if you do the math, you can see there's quite a bit. Also here we have a jewelry display. This sells the jewelry that is available in the game. So if you want to get your Sim a piercing, some earrings, etc., that is just a remeshed recolor. There's also this tip jar here, which you guys have seen in a few of my videos, but this is what I use for lots like this that are not owned by a Sim, or that items that don't charge Sims to use them. They go up to this tip jar and they essentially pay, and it takes money out of their family funds. So I will charge them an amount for their tattoo and they will just pay it, into thin air, into whoever owns this tattoo shop. And then back here, we just have a wardrobe. So Sims can actually change into their underwear or their swimwear so that I can see what the tattoo looks like on them. That's just for me. And then back here, I just have a little chair set up. as well as some of the posters that haven't actually been recolored for the tattoos that they have. I don't have ones that are specific to those tattoos, so I just kind of stuck them back here. So they do have tattoo overlays, but they're not recolored like this to show the tattoos that are actually on them. And so this is just for some little immersion, a little space to get your tattoos done. But yeah, so we haven't used this yet, but I'm excited to do so. Maybe we will give one of our Sims a tattoo just for funsies. And then back here, this is the area that our Sims have gone to the most, since I do use the ingredients mod. And all of our Sims, when they started out, did not have any ingredients at home. So a lot of them have come here to the grocery store. In here, we have a little coffee area with a functional menu board, so Sims can order food from this. They can order espresso. There's a little tiny coffee area. I find that this is in a lot of small grocery stores have an area like this, so I just thought it would be a cute thing to add it here. And then over on this side, we also have where they can purchase seeds, because I have the gardening overhaul mod in my game. So they do need seeds. They do need to purchase seeds in order to plant items. And so we've seen a couple of Sims purchase that. They can also purchase fertilizer from this. And so they can purchase seeds and fertilizer to start their gardens. We have a little video game kiosk so that they can purchase their video games. The standard groceries. So this is where they get the food points from, grocery food points. And we will get a single cashier spawning here. And that is important because I try to limit the number of NPCs that generate on a lot. And so in some of the other areas, they can purchase things, but they will actually come to the grocery store to buy it. That doesn't bother me so much. It's a video game and I would rather less NPCs spawn. This is the item that gets used the most in here. This is where my Sims come to buy their ingredients. So they can buy all of the harvestables from the game here. So tomatoes, strawberries, pole beans, cucumbers, etc. And they can also purchase the custom ingredients that I have in my game from here. So herbs, spices, meat, onions, etc. can all be purchased from this single kiosk. It's just easier for me that way rather than making several items. I might split it up in the future, make one where you can buy fish, one where you can buy veggies, one where you can buy dairy. But for now, they just come to one area. So this is our bathroom. It is a dual gender bathroom. So there are male stalls over here, and these stalls just have the toilet and a light. And there are 2 for males and 2 for females. Same thing, it's just a toilet and a light. And then we have just 2 sinks and a little mirror. So this is just the centerpiece of the lot. Right here in the center is just a little, hopefully not too conspicuous bathroom. Okay, and then over here is actually our photo studio. I don't have a good photo studio sign, but if you guys know of one, please let me know. So I just use this one. And so when you come into the photo studio, there's just a magazine rack. There's, of course, a photo booth here, so Sims can take the photos with each other, and also woohoo. This is a toddler toy. Remember I told you that I tried to make the lots toddler and pet friendly. And then over here, we actually have another tip jar. So this is how I have them pay for the photos. I have them take the photos, and then I just have them pay as if they were paying a professional photographer or whoever owns this photo studio for those. Back here is a wardrobe so that they can change into whichever outfit I would like them to use. And over here, there are actually 2 items. So on the bottom, this crate is actually where they can put on specialty items. So that's not something I can really show you without being in live mode, but they can put on a clown costume, they can put on a magician's costume, I can have put on a flamenco dress, etc. So if I want them to have themed outfits, then I do. And up here is a kiosk, another kiosk that I made. And this kiosk is to sell cameras. So I have the camera overhaul mod by EpiSims. And this kiosk I made, it actually sells all the specialty little cameras. So the Polaroid cameras and the digital cameras. Sims need a camera in their inventory in order to be able to take pictures. And the little filtered Polaroids are super cute. And so I have Sims come here to purchase their cameras. Same thing, because I don't have anyone in the neighborhood selling them yet, I have a kiosk for it. If I had a camera shop or someone who owned a legitimate photo studio as a business, then I wouldn't keep these kiosks here. I would have my Sims go there. But until the neighborhood gets built up more, I have my Sims come here. So this is the camera. This is the artist reward career. And back here is where Sims stand. They pose to take their photos, and then I usually make a townie controllable and have the townie take the photograph. And so this background actually comes in a multitude of different things. And so when I'm on the lot, I have them change this to if I want it to be seasonal, winter, or fall, or if I want it to be a wedding background. I have tons of recolors for this. So I just put whichever one up I want, and I have my Sims pose right here. And then I have a townie take their photograph and have them grab it and then pay with the tip jar. And this is how they take some of their family photos or engagement photos, anything like that. I do also have some pose boxes hidden in the foundation of this lot. I don't use pose boxes very often, so it takes me quite a long time to set up my Sims the way that I want. I'm not very good at it yet, but I am trying. And if you guys know any great places to find more pose boxes, I would love to hear it because I'm just starting my pose box collection. And we have 2 more areas. This right here is the pet shop. And so when you walk in, it's just decorated. It's got places for cats and dogs. These items, because this is not a business, obviously they're not for sale. These are actually for the pets who come to the lot to use. And then this is where you adopt. I know in the game it says buy, but I think of this as a little adoption space. This is where Sims come to adopt dogs and cats. They can also purchase their collars here. And this is just decorated as if it was a little adoption area. Some of these things you'll notice I have these OMSPs that are to different heights, and those disappear and become invisible when you're in live mode. That's why you guys don't see them when we are playing the game. I have the ones that automatically turn invisible so that I don't have to do that manually. It helps me remember where they are on the lot, otherwise I would lose them. And then over here, this is another kiosk that I made. This is the pet kiosk, so it sells pet food because I do have a mod that Sims have to own pet food in order to fill pet bowls. And it also sells some other pet items, such as dental chew toys and catnip mice, things like that. So just things that make it a little bit more immersive for my Sims to come to the pet shop. So if they adopt an animal, I have them usually buy some pet food, maybe 1 or 2 other items. We can buy most of this from the catalog. I just prefer for them to come here to buy it. It's a little bit more fun for me. And then lastly over here, we have a sign that says pharmacy. This is actually more of a clinic. And so when Sims come in, there's just some health posters on the wall and things. And over here, we have another little tip jar. This is how I have them pay for this area. You'll see these all over the place in my neighborhood for community lots that are not owned businesses. Right here is another kiosk that I made. So this is where Sims and they can come and they can buy preventatives. They can buy birth control. They can buy cold remedies, medicine, sleeping pills, diet pills. We haven't had any of our Sims come here yet, but we will definitely be sending some of our Sims here soon. I expect in the winter when lots of Sims get sick, they will come here to buy medicine. And we make it a random occurrence scenario, which has them come here to buy diet pills or sleeping pills, something like that. And then in the back here is just a little area. It's not decorated very well. It's just a space as if a Sim needed to rest and recover. Like I said, this is like a clinic, so I have a little space here, whereas it would be a doctor sitting with a patient. I think of this area as like an urgent care facility or something, so they only see maybe 1 person at a time. The other thing we have over here is this on-the-wall ultrasound. So this is where our Sims can come and they can get an ultrasound, and essentially it tells them how many babies they are having. So if they are having a single baby or if they are having twins, it will also tell them a paternity test, so you can use this to determine who the second parent of the child is. So this is what they do on this lot. Like I said, it's a shopping center. It's sort of made as like a strip mall. And so it's just got 6 little shops. And if for whatever reason we open up any of these shops as full-blown businesses, for example, if somebody opens a pet store, we may then empty out this shop and put something else there. I mean, that's always happening on strip malls for things to change. Maybe somebody decides that we have a lot of nature Sims in the neighborhood, so maybe somebody decides that they want to open a grocery store or sell their ingredients, and then we could either renovate or close this and put something else here. There's a lot of things that you can put in these spaces. It was very hard for me to decide which 6 to start with, but there are a lot of opportunities for us to expand this or change it in the future. The next lot that we're going to be visiting here on the main strip is Country Chic Boutique, a local boutique for the fashion-conscious sim. Shop till you drop. All right, here we are at Country Chic Boutique. You will also recognize this as one of the default Pleasantview lots that has been completely renovated. Everything here on the main strip has the same style, this Brickfest style, and so they all look very similar. You'll see the fitness center there in the background is a similar style. Everything on this street I think of as sort of a midtown area. So let's start our tab tour of this lot. There is a full-blown bus stop over here because this is actually a slightly larger lot. So we do have a bus stop for our Sims to sit at and catch the bus. And then in the outside area here, there's a nice little outdoorsy area for the children. You'll notice that there are some toddler toys here as well. There's a toddler tunnel in the back there, which is super cute. And the little toddler llama here. So toddlers can go to lots in my games. I don't take them very often, but sometimes it's required when their parents need to go shopping. And then outside here, we have a little outdoor eating area. So they can order espresso and coffee here. And there is, of course, a menu board here where they can order food. So this is similar to what is in the base game. And then if you come over here and we go inside, Country Chic Boutique is, of course, a clothing store first and foremost. So there are several racks where Sims can purchase clothing, and these are the H&M posters that come with the H&M pack for the game. There's also a gadget kiosk here where they can purchase cell phones and MP3 players, a pillow for our pets, and a single cash register. Over here we have a jewelry display and perfume. So this is where our Sims can buy perfume and jewelry, which I think makes sense for a fashion lot. There's also some magazines and a little seating area, which is where I imagine that Sims are waiting for people who are trying on clothes. So in here we just have a couple of changing booths where they can try on the different outfits, and of course a mirror that they can look at and strut in front of to see if they like the outfit that they are trying on. And over here we have an elevator and we have stairs so that our Sims can go upstairs. So here on the second floor there is a photo booth tucked away in the corner over there, and then when they come upstairs there are bathrooms. Very basic. So the men's has urinals and a single stall, and the women's has 2 stalls. But actually over here to the right, when you come up the stairs, there is a toddler area. So this is actually where they play with makeup, which I think is super cute. And then you can see there's a little loft area. And over here is where our Sims can both get a makeover. So this is the salon chair. This spawns a stylist that our Sims can get a makeover from. And this is a pedicure chair. So if they sit in here, they can soak their feet and they can get their fun and hygiene up, as well as a tip jar to pay for services. And this is where our Sims get nail overlays. So this is another overlay box. This is where Sims can do their nails. I think it's got about 40 different nail options. I have recently gone through and looked at all of them because I renamed them. I sent Dina Caliente here before her wedding to get her nails done, and I got a little frustrated because the colors did not match what they were named, in my opinion. So I changed them all because why not? It's my game. If I want something to be called something, then that's what I'm going to do. So that is the Country Chic Boutique. As you guys can see, it is just a nice little fashion area. It's got a family area for kids, an outdoor coffee area, a salon area upstairs, clothing, gadgets, just a nice area. This lot could be a business. So unlike the Valley Shopping Center, where I don't really want a Sim to own the whole shopping center, I would not be opposed to a Sim purchasing this lot, owning and running it as a business. It would be quite expensive since it is rather large. I did remove the, in my opinion, useless parking lots from the base game lots. I did shrink all of the base game lots, but I chose not to shrink this side and to actually use it for flowers and seating and open area. This to me looks more like one of the open areas you would find at a mall, which I thought was nice considering this was sort of on the main strip and a walkable area, a place where people maybe come to hang out. So now we're going to move from this main strip over here by Town Center, which is where we have this lovely Bella statue. And so over here, we're now going to be heading to Zippy's Gas and Garage. Come on down to Zippy Gas and Garage and be greeted by the warm aroma of burnt rubber and the never-ending stream of gasoline, cigarettes, and lottery tickets. As an added bonus, a fully caffeinated sim is always on hand to diagnose any auto issues. So this is Zippy's Gas and Garage. It is a simulation of a gas station and an auto shop. So this is one of our first lots that kind of merges the shopping and services, although there were a couple of services at the other lots also. You can see several custom content signs that I downloaded for this lot. I think it's super cute. I downloaded this lot and renovated it. I will link the original lot in the description below. I did make some heavy renovations to this lot, but I will link the original in the description below. For example, they did this cute roofing area. That was not my idea. I saw it and I absolutely loved it. And so first things first, let's do the outside. So these are, surprise, surprise, more kiosks that I created. You can buy cans of fuel at them. And I do not use fuel in my vehicles. I don't have a mod for that. I haven't found one that I love. But I do use fuel for my utilities mod to power the generators. And so Sims can come here to purchase fuel and take a fuel can home, which I thought was fun. We also have out here just some deco and some vending machines. This is to simulate an ashtray. I could download one, I just haven't done it yet. And then this is actually a cigarette vending machine where our Sims can purchase cigarettes, because I do have a cigarette mod in my game. And we have a couple of smokers in the neighborhood. Gordon King, who's currently in prison, and Daniel Pleasant is also a smoker. And then if you follow this back area here, it just leads to, this is actually a mod where pets can use the bathroom, specifically cats. It is a litter box for the cats. They will come back here to do their business. And then there's, of course, a nasty, dingy gas station bathroom. Ugh, I hate using bathrooms at gas stations, only if it's an absolute emergency. And so I made this to look like what I imagine a crappy gas station bathroom would look like. If we come back out to the front here, we will go into the main area. So over here, there's just some chairs as if you were waiting for your vehicle to be worked on. And then some deco. There is an umbrella kiosk here, so Sims can purchase umbrellas and a TV. You can pick up some frozen foods, so for some grocery points, magazines, gadget kiosk, just some of the little things that you would find at a gas station, but it's very compact. And then over here we have two other items. This is also a greeting card rack, so Sims can purchase greeting cards that they can put in the mail to other Sims. So Winterfest cards, Harvest Fest cards, birthday cards, etc. And then this is actually a lottery kiosk that I created. Sims can come here to purchase lottery tickets. So I did create the kiosk, but it is actually it actually uses Monique's lottery system. So just like I don't let Sims use Monique's computers at home, but I do have the ATMs so that they can use Monique's banking, they can come here and purchase lottery tickets. And I did rename the lotteries because I didn't like the ones that were there. So I made some changes to the mod, but it is at its base Monique's lottery mod. And so they can come here and purchase lottery tickets. And then through here is the garage area. So there is a coffee pot. This is actually an employee controller so that you can assign employees to work on the restorable cars. Nobody owns this lot, but in the future I think it would be a great lot for a business, so I did put some business items on it. This is the generator that I was talking about. I just put a generator here for funsies, but this is the generator that comes with the utility mod, and I just kind of put it here as deco. And then there are 2 restorable cars. This is the restorable car that comes with the game. And then this is a custom restorable car, which functions in the same way. They work on the engine, they work on the car, and when it's done, it becomes a drivable vehicle. And so I just put some deco here, but this is just a little garage where Sims can come and work on the cars. And then this is not a real garage door, obviously. It is just a decorative one. So just to make it look more like a garage where people come and bring their cars and things are currently being worked on. This is one of my favorite lots because even though vehicles do not need servicing, they don't need fuel, they don't need to be repaired in The Sims 2, this lot is actually very functional. Sims can come here to work on cars, they can come here to purchase fuel, they can come here to purchase cigarettes, magazines, lottery tickets, greeting cards. This is actually a very functional lot that I'll be sending my Sims to a lot, and some Sims have already come here. So I love that it is a functional lot, even though it is not a lot that by itself, a gas station, is necessary in The Sims 2. So I love it for my neighborhood. And then over here next to our Bella in the center of town, we have our final shopping and services lot. This is the Quick Wash Laundromat, a place for your Sims to wash their clothes. Detergent available for sale if it's an owned business, otherwise Sims must bring their own. I did intend for this lot to be an owned business, so hopefully someone will want to purchase it in the near future. So this is a very basic lot. I built it that way on purpose because I wanted it to be an inexpensive business that a Sim could buy. I do have the laundry mod by Sun and Moon Star Factory in my game, so this is a place for Sims who either don't have the space or don't have the funds for a washer, dryer, or both to come and do their laundry. So let's take a tab tour of this. I love this sign. I think it's adorable. So when we come inside, over here to the right, there's just a seating area where people can come and wait for their laundry to be completed. They can also purchase magazines, there's a vending machine, and there is a little toddler toy in case someone needs to bring their toddler with them to do laundry. And then on this side over here, we have a dispenser. This is the Sun and Moon Star Factory laundry dispenser where they can come to purchase liquid detergent or powdered detergent that they can wash their clothes with because they do need that in their inventory to load the washer. And then I just have some decorative laundry tables and dry laundry and hanging racks. And then over here, these are the washers, I believe. So there's a couple of washers that Sims can use to wash their clothes. And then over here, there are a similar number of dryers that they can dry their clothes. And if you don't know, in the Sun and Moon Star Factory laundry mod, when Sims generate laundry on their lot, they can then bring it here to the laundromat. If it's unowned, it is free for them to use the washer and dryer. They just need to have the detergent. They just need to have the detergent in their inventory in order to use the washer and then the dryer. But if it is an owned business, it's actually quite a fun business to run. The Sims can run it like a laundromat and they can set the price, how much it costs to dry a load of laundry and wash a load of laundry. So it's a fun, unique business to play. So I'm really hoping that we have a Sim that it would make sense for them to purchase this lot and run it as a business. I also love the wallpaper. This is one of the ones that comes with The Sims 2. It's one of the kitty wallpapers that goes with the fishy room, and I don't use it very often, but I thought it was super cute here. And then we just have 2 small bathrooms, a male and female bathroom. Just very basic, single unit bathrooms. Right here. Same for the men and women's. Now the other thing that we have on this lot here in the back, the other thing we have on this lot besides the utility box is we have the cat litter area, and we also have this spider web, if you can see it. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. And this will generate spiders that our pets can actually hunt and eat. So it is a way for pets to get their hunger up on a community lot. I need to move that back. It's kind of sticking out from the wall, but it's very cool, very discreet. I love it. Thanks so much for joining me today on these community lot tours. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in another video very soon.